Welcome to my office on this Friday, February 27th. The forecast for today, 62 degrees and sunny. I don't know if you can see the sun shining in from my window in my office today. Hope that the sun is shining where you are today. And I wanted to let you know we're going to be doing these Friday videos on a regular basis. I know there was several weeks, maybe a month or two, that we didn't do the videos on Friday. And so I'm going to try to get back into doing them every Friday. And I want to give to you a thought today, again, from the book of Isaiah. Last week's message was from Isaiah, and I've still been in this book. And it comes from chapter number 48. And the verse I want to share with you, it talks about God's peace as a river. God's peace as a river. So let me read you two verses, and then we'll make a comparison to God's peace to a river. Verses 17 and 18. Thus saith the Lord thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, I am the Lord thy God, which teacheth thee to profit, which leadeth thee by the way that thou shouldest go. Now in this passage, he's speaking to Israel, his people. And he says in verse number 18, O that thou hadst hearkened to my commandments, then had thy peace been as a river, and thy righteousness as the waves of the sea. Earlier in this passage, the Lord spoke about Israel, his chosen people, and he said that they called themselves by his name, yet they had an iron, they were obstinate, and their neck was as an iron sinew, and thy brow brass. And the Lord wanted to give his people peace. And the peace that God desired to give his people, Isaiah likened it to a river. He said, O that thou hadst hearkened to my commandments, then had thy peace been as a river. And I was thinking about a river, and you could probably add some other thoughts to this, but I wrote down 5 things here when I thought about the Lord's peace as a river. First of all, it's of the Lord. Rivers are of the Lord. He's the one who has put the moisture upon the earth, in the atmosphere. He's the one that has caused there to be oceans and streams, creeks, and rivers. So first of all, a river is of the Lord. And the same is true with peace. Peace comes from God. You can't find it in the store. You can't obtain it somewhere else other than from the Lord. Second of all, it continuously flows. A river does. It continuously flows. Peace flows unto his children. The third thing is it's abundant. We're all familiar with the Kishwaukee River and maybe the Mississippi River or another large river. But when you think of a river, you don't think of a little trickle of water, but you think of an abundant amount of water that continuously flows. And the Lord would have us to think and consider his peace to be just like that it is continuous abundance. Continuous abundance. Then it's beautiful. The Kishwaukee River is a beautiful river, as well as the Mississippi and other rivers. You can go alongside there and see many beautiful things along the river, as well as the river itself being beautiful. And the same is true with God's peace. It is beautiful. It's a wonderful thing that comes from the Lord himself. And then the last point that I wrote down is a river is turned by the Lord. In Proverbs 21:1, it says, the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So God makes the rivers turn, and the oxbows and all the different movements of the actual river. And the same is true with peace. God causes it to move and turn, and the oxbows to be there in our lives, and he navigates it just how he will. Now the Lord wanted Israel to have peace as a river. We come over into the New Testament, and we find in the book of Philippians that Paul wrote to the Christians in that church, and he said, let your moderation be known unto all men, the Lord is at hand. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God, And the peace of God, that peace which Isaiah, what we find in Isaiah as a river, the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. May the Lord allow us to experience his peace today. Freedom from disturbance, trusting him, knowing that everything is going to be all right, that God will take care of us through it all. I hope that that truth is a blessing and an encouragement to you today. One of the things I thought we could do, if you would like, is to answer some questions that you may have. You can submit a question to me through our church's cell phone number. You can send a text message. The number is 815-517-1569. So you can send a text message, and if you have a question that you've been wondering about, and we know the internet, you can get all kinds of information on there, but if you'd just like to ask your pastor a question regarding the Bible, I'd be more than happy to answer that. We'll see how that goes. Also wanted to let you know, those of you who are watching who are part of our church, the chairs have come in. So that's a blessing. Our new chairs, our new folding chairs, so you'll be able to see those on Sunday. And then also I got the floor company scheduled to redo the fellowship hall floors in a couple weeks. So we'll let you know about that on Sunday. Hope that you have a good rest of this sunny Friday. Look forward to seeing those of you who are watching, who are part of our church. Look forward to seeing you on Sunday. May God richly bless you.